So this is a AWS account. So because we should learn the Linux, Kali Linux here. Taking the account here on screen. Surya? The first topic, like we are learning operating system, that is a Linux operating system, also the Kali Linux operating system, the basic commands, and again the intermediate commands of networking, and again the advanced commands are like completely how to install the tools, all these things. Then again quickly we can go back to after this basic networking stuffs like what is public IP, private IP, how to design the IPs, all these things. Kali Linux we should install here. I think everyone knows that like how to install, how to launch the Kali Linux operating system. Anyone? Ben, Deepak, Ravi, Sudhakar. Hello.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think many of them knows this. Like Kali Linux here. So basically, in this case, we should browse on this. See, if it is not able to find out here, click on the browse more AMIs. In this case, we can choose quick start, my AMIs, marketplace, as like community AMIs. We can go with like community AMIs. And in the community AMIs, we can search here Kali Linux. So we're searching here Kali Linux. Kali Linux snapshot is available in the community AMIs. Select. Think my Kali Linux, like they're like many of the Kali Linux will be there. Once again, Kali Linux web desktop.
So we can use any Linux image, right? Not only Kali.
Basically, the Kali is a professional operating systems where we can use to understand how to install the applications. So basically, compared to any other Linux flavors, so Kali is a support for like multiple cybersecurity tools where we can installing this. Yeah, anything is fine, but basically to practice the commands. But Kali, if you use where we can install the operating system, where we can install the tools there, and again we can practice this. That is what like one of the main thing we can understand this. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, now Kali we can take here. Key pair. This is a key pair is nothing but like first time we should log in with the key pairs with the secure mode. So we can take like Kali like this. I think my system is two. Create a key pair. Branch instances.
I think we need to check for the free tier one.
Yeah, but we can also go to this. Should go to the I mean like service quotas. In this case, there is a marketplace. We should enable this machine. Should be available here. can take this one. Well, now it is we are subscribing here. It come so manage launch. So after this directly we can asking here launch new instance. Find anyone. So it's a call Linux only. We are taking here call Linux snapshot. Yeah. So after launching this EC2 instances, just correct this public IP address and again go to your putty. So I'll also show that like in the end of our classes, like cloud security. So and you can take this and you can authenticate through this credentials through the putty terminal. So generally we are connecting Windows to Linux through the putty communication tools. So we can upload our key file and again, so this your system colors appearance. I think everyone knows that like how to connect from Windows to Linux machine through the putty is a third party tool. Bold, click open and again click connect. Yes, this is the one thing. So what is the default user for name? What is the default user for this machine? So if you want to identify, click on the connect. Yeah, the root is the default username. So connect. There's the public IP address, SSH, authorized credentials, browse. Okay. I think you guys can see here, right? Hello. Is it visible on my screen?
Yes.
So this is the Kali Linux operating system. So generally, so what kind of flavor we have to see here? cat/etc. If you want to find out like which operating system version here, so you can see here EC2 instances through the petty name like Kali Linux. Okay, right? So Kali Linux. So generally, what kind of OS versions we are seeing here, we can able to see like this. So version ID 2024 and again the Kali Linux. Okay, right? This is a command. Generally, we can also run this command like unum-a, like this also we can do unum-r. So this is to find out the kernel version, but this is to find out the operating system version. This is kernel version. This is to check the kernel versions here, unum-r, and again cat/etc-release. So this is to check which operating system we logged in. So cat is a command to display the output of a file. So how many of them are like new to the Linux machine? So that like I can go to the very basic commands here. Hello. Ben, Deepak, Omnath, Ravi, Sudhakar.
Yes.
I think charge of the opportunity. Is it audible? No.
Yeah, it's audible.
Yeah. So Ben, are you new to Linux operating system? Omnath, Sudhakar, Ravi.
I mean, I know basic commands.
Okay. Okay. See, basically, like suppose like if I start with like ns lookup, okay, ns lookup www.google.com. If I start with these commands, right? It is difficult to understand this one. See, now I want to install like sudo apt install by9 DNS utils -by. See, one second. So this Kali Linux is also a Debian package. So that's why this it will run with the apt-get. Apt full form is something but like advanced package tool get update. So Red Hat Linux we use generally the commands yum and its Red Hat package manager. But in this case, Kali Linux we are going to use Debian package manager and also like completely apt tools. All right. So Ben is here. I'm okay. I'm a Linux admin. Great. Okay. So now yeah, if I start using like this tool advancedly, like sudo ns lookup www.google.com. So here they say this IP address, right? So what exactly it is doing? And again, also if I go to the host www.google.com. Here we should install each and every packages here. So install right now. See, if I run all these commands, it's basically difficult to understand this. So that's why I quickly. All right. See. Once it is gathering the information. Meanwhile, Deepak, like I'll be stopping sharing. Can you please log into your Redbus account? Can you share the screen so that like how to provision that and how to log in also? Deepak, are you there?
Actually, I am creating new instance Kali Linux.
Share.
I am using free tier, so it is showing a space error.
Yeah.
We need to add swap space.
Share your screen, please. Yeah.
I'm sure my thing.
On screen.
Can you allow me to share?
One second. Yeah. Yeah, I have given the permission to you, Deepak.
Okay.
I think you are connected within two ways, right? One is host.
Don't know.
Yeah, Deepak host I have given there.
But I don't have a permission to share my screen.
No, because you are speaking, right? Through the laptop only you are speaking, right?
Yes,
Yeah, now you can share it because I made it like host for you.
but here is showing not permission.
It is given to me. Can you click on to me and you can make your host again to me?
Uh, no, it is not allow me. Seriously.
It's not called to team. మేడం ఇది మాకు హోస్ట్ కోసం అది హోస్ట్ దీపక్ హలో వినపడుతుందా
Yeah.
మేడం గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ మేడం హలో ఓకే 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 No, actually, I have assigned it to you, but it came for you. మేడం వాళ్ళు మనం ఇక్కడ కొంచెం దీపక్కి ఇస్తారా దీపక్ కానీ మీ కోస్ట్ దీపక్ అండ్ అగైన్ బెన్ రవి అందరికి కోస్ట్ ఇవ్వండి మమ్మీ ఓకే think they are also visible to me. Deepak, you have connected with the two devices, right? Deepak? Deepak?
Yes, got it.
Hello. I'm fine,
Yes,
ma'am. Fine. Got it, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should connect with like putty.
Actually, I'm using best Git bash terminal.
Okay. One second. I'll share my screen once again quickly. So you guys are able to see my syllabus, right? So introduction to cybersecurity. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Ben, Deepak, and yeah. So introduction to cybersecurity, CIA trade, okay, and again separation of duties, organization structures, and again information availability, and again disclosure, alteration, again destruction of data, completely identity authentications, authorizations, and again accountability, and again the corporate governing plans we are doing, and again data protection mechanism also, and again data classification methodologies, and again the risk management, and again the risk management cycle, and again the risk management framework like we are using like ISO 27001, 31,000, and again 27,000. So here in this level. So next also like threat identification model here. And again information system regulations like PCI DSS, GDPR, HIPAA, and again ITrust. So okay. Intellectual properties discussions. Like in each topic, we are going to the in-depth of this point, and again the security architecture framework, and again security models on this. So I'm making this completely the syllabus into this one. So this is my other institute. I've given this syllabus to my other institute there. And again mobile security, and again IoT securities implementations, and again physical securities, and again system virtualizations like guest OS, because we don't have like virtualization, right? So that's why we can use the cloud, and again implementing the cloud securities, and again web security, and again the cryptography, and again what are symmetric case, and again asymmetric case, all this case, and again the networking security completely like end-to-end protocols we're discussing here, basic networking, and yeah. And again perimeter securities, different types of network attacks, virus, SOMs, logic, WAM, all these things. And again, email securities, identity, access management with like 3-factor authentications, 2-factor, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. This is like basically we are understanding here. Yeah. Now, first, initially, we should learn like completely the structure wise, like I'm making up. Ben and again Ravi, Deepak, is it okay, right? I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like in depth of topics we can discuss on this point. Your first point, we should understand the operating system that is the Linux things. So that is what like we are installing the Linux Kali only here. The Kali and again the different tools like Nmap, Angry IP Scanner, and again Metasploit, Barfoot, and again OSAP, and again ZApp. Yeah, these are the tools we are using here. Okay. And again, we can deploy the sample web applications, how to make that like web application firewalls, and again also like how to secure that with the attackers, with the DOS and again DDoS attackers. And again, if I want to block the specific Russian IPs and any kind of IPs, how to block, and again how to make that white listing, and again the block listing, the specific port numbers, all these things we can discuss that. Okay. So day by day classes. So this is completely 5 to 6 weekends. I think the last yesterday and again today I was thought like completely we can finish with the Linux, but still like it is only for the introduction level. So yeah, from the next week onwards, the 5 weekends are completely end-to-end of our Linux classes, especially the Kali Linux. So why we need to install the Kali Linux means basically in the real-time scenario in company levels, we are working with the completely Kali Linux only. How to install the tools, and again, like example, Nmap, Metasploit, and again Barfoot, and again OpenVAS, and again the Qualys applications. So and again Acunetics. So all these things, and again especially Nmap also. How to monitor with the completely networking level. So that's why like we're using the completely Kali Linux. So that's why like I went to launch Kali Linux here. Yep. This is one of the thing. I think so. As a system administrators, either the cybersecurity engineer, we should know at least like basic commands of Linux machines. So generally, we are having like multiple process. So what are the data transfer commands? Anyone, any idea? Here, or for open the basic things?
SFTP, FTP.
Exactly. The first thing we should understand the booting process of Linux system. And then the second thing, data transfer. And again, third one is data transfer from Linux to Linux and Linux to Windows and vice versa. Vice versa. And again, completely file system hierarchy. Again, the fourth one, file system hierarchy is done. Then user again group management. And again, the fifth one, like memory management. And again, the sixth one, networking management. And again, the seventh one is process management. Eighth one is service management. And again, the ninth one, process networking service. And again, the last one is nothing but some basic scheduling the jobs. I mean, like it is also called as a cron jobs. Cron jobs. Yeah, at least like we should understand like these three things. So if we take this booting process of Linux system, what exactly the booting process of Linux system? See, for distributor. Okay, so I'll be showing this. We can take this only. Just like it is not required to in-depth of learning on this point, but we should learn the in-depth of points here, especially the networking management, and again the process service management, and also like completely user and again group management, file system hierarchy. The memory management is also like exceptional, but not required. But if it is a completely Linux administrator, they want to like learn LVM, RAID, and again how to encrypt the hard disk, how to decrypt the hard disks, and again how to take the snapshots. So that deeper level is not required for the memory management. The basic commands is enough for that. And again the networking management, yes. So we are having like more than 20 tools for the networking management. So with the help of that networking management only, we can able to secure that. Yeah. So is it fine, Ravi, Deepak, and Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The first thing is completely the booting process of Linux operating system. So this is what, right? When we turn on our power, when we turn off our, whenever we'll turn on our power, right? So the first thing like BIOS, it will go. What is the BIOS? Basic input output for system. Also called as a UEFI. What is that? Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. I mean, if it is a command line, if it is a hard disk is less than 2 GB, and again, it is a older format, there is a BIOS will go. I mean, what is a BIOS? Basic input output system. Before this BIOS, there is a post load from non-volatile memories. So what is this exactly? Post means what? Power on self-test. Whenever the power is on, whenever we turn on power, the first thing it will go to the power on self-test with a SMPS, switch mode power supply. It will be distributing the voltages. And again, with the help of like CMOS battery, it will be activated with the time and again date. And again, from there, like it will be going to the BIOS. BIOS is a command line tool. It is a older format. It is a lesser than 2 TB of hard disk. Then again, we can install the BIOS. If our hard disk is like more than 2 TB, and again, it is a newer GUI mode. We are using the UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. What is this exactly BIOS will do? In this BIOS only, we can able to identify that, like, so what is the boot sector we should install it, and again through which physical drives it should load the data. Everything we should set in the BIOS level. And again the second point, detecting hard disks. So with the help of this BIOS only, it will be identify that which hard disk, and again what is the floppy drive, or it's like whether the any kind of like pen drives. So it will be detecting the hard disk as like any physical memories to load the data. So the third step, like it is loading the data. And again, here, this third point is also called as MBR, Master Boot Recorder. Okay. So in this Master Boot Recorder, it will be loading the data from the whatever the selection of data we have selected. And again, the grub. Grub is nothing but like Grand Unified Boot Loader. This is the exact point, like where exactly the booting of the operating system will be starting the process here. In the MBR, the first one is like post, second one is completely. First one is post, second one is BIOS, and again third one is like MBR, Master Boot Recorder, and again the grub. So earlier versions of any kind of previous version of Linux machines, there is a LILO, LILO, Linux. LILO is a format like it is a Linux loader, LILO. So that LILO has been updated into grub model. Okay. In these cases, it will be loading the data here. Just to understand, that's it. So because any hackers as like any penetrators, if they can able to penetrate with a grub level, so then again from the grub level it will be loading the completely system D. So why Windows is lesser than Linux operating system? Because why Linux is more famous? Because Linux is a more every time multi-user accessible. It is a freely mode Linux, and again it is a more secured, and again it is a multi features. But why still there is one point we need to understand, why Linux is more than Windows? Any idea? Why Linux is more than Windows? Any one point discussions? Anyone, any idea? Ravi, Ben?
Is it a community with a contribution from the community?
1 point, okay. But still, see, execute system D, first to process in user space, right? What exactly it will takes? So the Linux is still, it is a art favorite for everyone. I think why? The reason is whatever the application, whatever the web servers, whatever the database servers, whatever the servers we install in our Linux machines, whenever we stop and again we start the machines, right? Automatically it will be keep on running. Why? Because the background, everything it will be running with a demands mode. So that's why it is a Linux is more stable compared to Windows machines. In Windows machine, if you stop the machine, if you start the machines, again you should go to the manually to the specific services or roles, you should turn on. So that's why there is no background running process. But in the Linux machines, there is a background running process. Clear, right? Ben, Ravi, Deepak, this is the main point.
Yes.
D is nothing but demands. Demands is nothing but background running process. It will be enabling the services every time to run the process or to run the services in the background. Okay. Then again, finally, so in Windows, we have a safe mode and again rescue modes. And that's like normal mode to turn off the, or it's like normal mode to turn on the machines. But the same thing we have in Linux machines. After system D is initializing that, we are having a multiple levels to run the machines. One is target, multi-user target, and again default single user target mode, and again any single user file system mode, single user networking mode, single user multi-networking mode. So and again single user with a rescue mode, single user with a GUI mode, multi-user with a GUI mode. In this target levels only we can able to discuss on this. And again after that, like it will be starting of the scripts. So basically we know in the C drive, in Windows machine C drive program files, how the drivers and again the libraries will be loading on this point. So this is what we taking on this point. So this is a basic Linux booting operating system. So should have a basic knowledge on this. No need to go like in depth of understanding of this, because why like any one of the tool like Squidnetics as like Acunetics tools. In these tools, how can we penetrate with a grub existing operating system? How can we crash with the help of grub and again the target levels? So in that point, if you have a discussions, okay, we should understand that like, okay, grub is a bootloader there. Exactly, the operating system will be loading at that point, and it will be initialized into the kernel. So this is what like we should understand this point. Next, the data transfer. So does it made any sense to you guys for this basic information about like Linux operating system?
Yes.
Ravi, they work for you. I mean, it is basically
Good.
we need to learn about this. Is it a mandatory to understand this point? Yes, basically, you know, especially when we are dealing with a Linux operating system, because in many companies, any healthcare domains, any kind of IT domain sectors, right? All the applications will be installed in the Linux servers only. Only the healthcare application machines only installed in the Windows machines, right? So any kind of Linux here, either Red Hat machine, either Ubuntu machines, either CentOS machines, either Solaris, either Polaris, either any kind of IBM Linux, HP Linux, and again Oracle Linux, any kind of things, right? Whatever. Check an example like, so because we have a lot, what are the types of operating system we have? Anyone? What is operating system? And again, what are the types of operating system? Anyone? Ben,
Can you repeat the question again, please?
what is operating system? And again, types of operating system we have.
Oh, Microsoft, Windows, Linux, and Mac, and I believe Solaris is also there, and a few.
Okay. Apart from this, Ravi Deepak, anything differ from your point, Ravi?
I think he covered most of the operating systems. So.
Yeah. Basically, there are two types of operating system. One is, I'm not talking about like a flavor of operating systems. I'm talking about like only types of operating system. There are two types of operating system. One is client operating system. Other one is networking operating system. Networking operating system is also called as a server operating system. Client operating system is also called as a end user computing. What is the end user computing? Especially generally now I am using here Windows local laptop. The client operating system version we are using in Windows. We have a client operating system versions like Windows XP, Windows 2000, Windows Millennium, and again Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows Vista, Windows 10, Windows 11. This is the end user computing. This is a client operating system. And again, same thing we can take server operating system is also called as a networking operating system. In that networking operating system, we have a in Windows machine, take an example in the Windows flavor, we have a multiple Windows operating systems. Server editions are 2000, 2003, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2019, 2022. So this is the server operating systems versions. Same thing for Linux also. The one thing, good news is, in Windows only we have a client and again server operating system editions are different versions. But in Linux and again the Mac, server and again the client edition versions are both are equal, right? Clear, right? Ben, Deepak, Ravi, this is what exactly I'm expecting the answer here. Only there are two types of operating systems. We have a multiple flavors of operating system, or else we can also tell like there are multiple categories of operating systems. But generally, only two types: client and again server. But what exactly in the server operating system we have? Any idea? Because for cybersecurity engineers, as I discussed in the Windows, we have a servers here, and again 2012, 16, 19, 22. Same thing Linux distributions. But in only in the Linux distribution, we are having a client and again server, both are same versions. Okay, but only in Windows, client edition are different, server editions are different. Now, clear, right? Client OS designed for end users like desktops, laptops, mobile devices, right? Server OS like designated to the any can we are designing like only for the any kind of networking management, any kind of database hosting, any kind of like websites. See, client OS, Windows 10, Windows 11, Mac OS, Mac Ventura, but server OS, Microsoft Windows 2022, Red Hat, all these things. Okay, now these the roles in server. Clear, right, everyone? See now, if I go back here, so I think now Ravi also or else Deepak also launched this mission. Now we launched a server, but where is the end users? Where is end users? See, click on services. In this, we can launch servers, right? Virtual servers in the cloud, right? But I want desktop machines. Where is the desktop machines here? See, desktops in the cloud, right? Ravi, Deepak, Ben, are we getting any confusions?
No.
Clear, right? There are only two types of operating system. Client operating system is also called as a end user operating system. Server operating system is also called as a network operating system. In that we have a multiple flavors. Example, Windows flavors, Microsoft flavor, there is like Microsoft Windows flavors, and again the Linux Red Hat family flavors, or else like in the Linux Debian flavors, in the Linux architecture Linux, and again any kind of open source Linux, multiple operating systems. And again the third one, Mac flavors. In the Mac we have a multiple versions. Only in the Windows we have a client version, server versions are different. But here we are having a roles of the servers. So multiple roles of the server here, multiple roles of the server. So basically, the first thing like what exactly we should learn, web servers. Because why? What is the cyber security here? Cyber security is nothing but like where we can secure our web servers, database servers, networking servers, and again data servers, and again also like file servers, email servers, application servers, domain controllers. So this is what like securing over the boundary, securing the boundary. I mean, building the compound, So that's what like cybersecurity means. So for cybersecurity, everything we should know in this in depth of these points. At least here you should understand minimum 5 servers. Okay, what is the web servers here? What is the database servers? And again, what is the difference between web application server? See, application servers are different, and again, web server is different. And again, database servers, and again, how to secure this database servers. Because take an example now, www.sbi.com, right? www. See, www.sbi.com. The Indian banks, or else like we can go with like Yes Bank. The American banks are Dutch bank. Dutch banking. If I go to the Dutch bank, right? If I try to install, it will be asking the load the data, right? Username and password, right? Where it will be secured in the database. For that, we should understand what is the database port numbers, how to secure that, all these things. Is it to find Ravi and again Deepak, Ben? What I'm discussing, is it a valid points for you guys? As like any confusions, or else like any lag points on your. Hello.
Hello. It's
Yes.
great.
Yeah, wait. Yeah. Ravi, because we should have like interaction sessions. So because sometimes I might be not knowing, might be you guys will be knowing, we'll be adding that points, we'll be deep diving into those points, all this. So the first point, according to me, as my cybersecurity passionate guy, so I want to make them to understand web servers, how to secure this web server by installing the sample web applications. Like example, we can buy one domain name. Where is the domain name? We can buy domain name Big Rock. Big Rock or GoDaddy. See, Big Rock, we can buy a domain names. Example, www.bin.com, www.ravi.com, www.deepak.com. We can buy the domain names, and again, we can host in this web servers, and again, database servers, we can install it, all these things. And again, we can plan like 3-tier web architecture, because in real-time companies, right, they're planning this only 3-tier architecture. 3-tier architecture, the database, front-end application server, the back-end, so front-end is a presentation server, back-end is application server, and again the database. 3-tier, how to secure this one, how to secure this database. My question is like everyone, can we give this database for everyone to access, or else like it is a privately access, or else it is a public
No.
access? Is it public access or private access?
Private.
Exactly, right? So then again, if I install this MySQL database or PostgreSQL database, either Oracle database, either any IBM DB2, if I install this database, how to secure how to install this one? We should understand the first networking architecture also. Okay, right? This is what like in the real-time scenario, wherever we go, monolithic architecture, microservices architecture, and again, serverless architectures. This is what like 3-tier they do follow. Take an example in the AWS cloud. See, 3-tier architecture in the AWS cloud, right? So here they're making like security groups, and again public subnet, private subnet, and again the IP ranges here, right? See, public subnets, private subnets, how to make this not only in the AWS cloud, even in Azure cloud, even in GCP cloud, all these things we can secure in the day by day our classes. See, presentation layer, business layer, data layer, SQL layer. Yeah, this is what I want to list. Yeah, so database, file servers, email server, application servers, domain controller, DNS. We are not required like this many servers to need to understand, because it is a cybersecurity is a vast subject. But meanwhile, we can take the only limited areas. Okay. End of the day, everyone requires how to secure web server, database server, file server, application server. This is what they will look. Web application servers, especially see IBM WebSphere, Oracle WebLogic. Oracle WebLogic, it is a web application server. IBM WebSphere is a logical server. Apache Tomcat is a free open source. JBoss, free open source. And again, DNS servers also, it is important to understand. Proxy, yes, proxy servers is mandatory to learn. And again, FTP servers and directory servers, this is mandatory. And identity access management, yes, this is compulsory. Identifications, authentications, authorizations, auditing, right? So all these things we should understand. And load balancer, yes. If you have a already knowledge, it's just like if I tell the basic points, or it's like high level points, or it's like if I do the lab also for intermediate level, you guys can become a perfect. But if it is a new to you, it will take some time to understand. Why I need to use load balancer, why I need to use a proxy, what is the difference between proxy and reverse proxy, and again, why exactly it will be communicating. All these things will be communication. It is a somewhere like reserve. It will take like some time to understand.
And I don't see anything called vault. Like,
Sorry.
I mean, vault.
I mean, like,
data store by using vault.
okay, you're asking like security. Okay, how the username and again password sensitive data will be stored with the vault, like HashiCorp vault, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Yes, that is what here. So it went just now. It went Octa,
Yeah.
Octa click lock.
Okay.
This is what we should know. This is a PAM. I'm like privileged access mode.
Mhm.
Okay, in this level we can understand. Yeah. So
And
I prefer. Yeah.
and keep on hearing many times. For example, if you see 30 right big data servers, Hadoop or Spark or something.
Yeah.
So they were doing column level tokenization
Yeah.
or column level vault access for the data. I mean, let's say if you have a PA data or something. So how we'll be seeing all those? I mean,
Yeah.
if
So that like,
which topic we can have those?
for this is what I should understand. What is the JSON web tokens? I mean, open authentications, like what exactly it will be communicating. If you have this knowledge, yeah, I'll be sharing my knowledge on like my application level. That's more than enough. Okay. What is a single sign-on? How exactly it will be logging in? Okay.
Are we discussing any tool apart from these are like a vast topics, right? I mean, are
Yeah,
we? Yeah.
I'm discussing the tool like Metasploit,
Okay.
Boxsuit, Nmap, Angry IP scanners. But if he doesn't know this types of operating system and again types of networking architecture and again what are the roles of operating systems, then again this discussion of like Metasploit, Boxsuit, Nmap, Angry IP scanners, and again also like WhatsApp tools.
OSAP
So
is for web, right? Okay.
yeah, web applications. So that's why like we should go in this flow. So that's why like I prefer like everyone who are like more passionate in the cybersecurity, they should understand like these roles of operating systems. So yeah. So at least they should have minimum 10 points. One thing web server and again database servers, file server, definitely file server is required. And again, if you're a system administrator, they should take care of the email server. It's usually like any kind of DevOps engineers, as like any kind of data analytics engineer, you should be aware like application servers. 5 points is mandatory. DNS server, obviously it is required. Proxy, it is required. And again, proxy, load balancer, and again, container orchestrations. If it is right now we are learning the microservices, right? It is definitely required. And again, directory servers, and again, whatever you said, like Okta, all these things, identity access management required. And again, if it is a big data, yes, required. And again, data warehouse servers, especially this mandate, yeah. Amazon Redshift, Google BigQueries, it is required. And again, reverse proxy, yeah, minimum should be every time whenever we sleep, it should be like by default in our mind. Reverse proxy. So basically, hackers are too talented. Time server. Right now, my timing it is showing here 5:43 p.m. according to IST. How to change that 5:43 to the Central European timings? Either any Australian timings. They can change this by automatically with penetrating any kind of normal applications, and again they do changes And again, they can hack the applications, they can penetrate the data, but still we have a tools to stop all this. Okay. So that's what
Any proprietary tools for data governance? Let's say.
Yeah, we are using like in the database only. I'm taking the point like especially ISO 20001 like this. We're taking in this.
Okay.
Clear, right? So
there is something called QRadar, IBM QRadar.
Yeah, it's not like, but comparatively those tools, right? We have like other tools like Burpsuit, Metasploit, and again Analytics also, and again SF tools. All this.
Okay.
Yeah, next week and from the next weekend onwards, our real-time live classes will be there. So I think yesterday, I think we expected like more than 20 of them to join these courses, but anyway, still like we started like immediately only. Anyway, yeah. But meanwhile, please go through this 1 week. What is this servers? So just like you can use a ChatGPT, understand like what is a web servers, what are the types of web servers, how to install, how to secure. Like take an example. I will be from in front of you guys only. I'll be writing this.
Yeah, I got a question.
How to secure web servers. Web servers. See, securing web servers involves implementing a range of best practices, configurations, and tools to protect against types of attacks, vulnerabilities, right? Keep software up to date, automated updates, and it will be listing that now. Basically, after that, we are going to learn what is that like SOC, security operation centers, all these things. See, implementation of how about like certificates, HTTPS, secure configurations, all these things. And again, if I'm talking about the web applications, we should understand HTTP, HTTPS. But again, there like HTTP and again HTTP. 1 second. What are the versions of HTTPs? Ravi, Ben, Deepak, see, everyone knows only HTTP. In the HTTP also, we have a multiple versions. HTTP 1.0, 1.1, and again 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, right? So which version of HTTP they are using, how to secure that one, and again HTTP 2, what is exactly here, and again HTTP 3, what exactly to be communicating. We should understand like TCP, UDP. Then only we can become at least effective, sufficient, and again sustainable cybersecurity engineer. If it doesn't know all this kind of basic stuffs, it is difficult to understand this part. So some of the developers they implemented with HTTP2, and again as a cybersecurity engineers, we should make them please go to the HTTP3, and again these are the vulnerabilities will be available in the market. Please switch to HTTP2, HTTP3. Clear, right?
Yes.
Then again we are losing the data here if we are not this. So that's what so I like the people who are very strong and again very passionate about cybersecurity engineers. If they want to become, they want to know first operating systems, client and again server. After that networking end to end, then again the basic Python scripting. Then only the next level it comes like EC counseling certificates and again CIA governance, all these things. So this is like just a sample example of web applications. Clear, everyone? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think today I'm going to wind up now. So basically I need to go outside. So is it sufficient knowledge where I shared today? Is it a useful session today?
Yes.
So how about Deepak, Ravi? So then from the next weekend onwards, from the next weekend, we have a live classes continuously 5 weekends for 4 hours from 4 to 8 p.m., 4 to 8 p.m. like this. 8 5 is 30. Yeah, sorry. 8 5 is 40. Yeah.
Ready.
All right. So can we wind up our sessions? Meanwhile, I will share the syllabus also. And again, meanwhile, like before attending the classes, at least you guys need to understand this servers. Right? Now you guys got an idea that what is operating system. So I think in future we are not able to say that like Windows, Mac, Red Hat, right? So server and again client operating systems. That's it.
Yep.
Yep. Sure. So I'm winding up. Please let me know like any questions here. Please post it here. We'll discuss now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, why I have taken here Kali Linux? Because rather than taking any Linux, I can take the Kali Linux here. See, NS lookup. If I want to find out like www dot any famous website, spa.com, this banking.com, I can pick the IPs. NS lookup is just now installed.
The spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spelling NS lookup.
Oh, sorry. So this is a SBI Bank. Like this also we can install Nmaps, Angry IP Scanner, Metasploit, all these tools. See, and again, I'll be going to this. And again, please, at least you guys, please understand this 3-tier web architecture. What is a presentation tier, business tier? This is what we are going to learn to secure the data. That's it. Apart from this, nothing we will be securing. We will be securing only the web application servers. That's it. What I want to say, Metasploit. Metasploit. This is one tool. This is a penetration tools. And in Bob suit. This is application security testing. This is penetration is different. And again, application security is different. And again, Qualys. Unfortunately, we cannot able to use the enterprises one, but at least we can use this one. Qualys cyber risk. What is this? Qualys is a cloud-based solution that detects vulnerabilities on all network assets, including servers, networking devices, routers, switches, firewalls, etc. Clear, right? And also like Rapid 702, it is a free version basically. Yeah. Clear, right? And again after that, Nmap. Nmap. So these are the basic default tools where we can scan networking, applications, security, penetrated, all these things. So these tools we should install in the Kali Linux. So for that, like we should understand all these things. Yeah. So can we wind up? Any confusions?
No.
Okay. So next weekend we can connect with the same timings, 4 p.m. So that, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Deepak. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.